People be ordering way too much McDonald's. It's Comics and Shots, a completely improvised semi-comedic musing by Howard Stern's Mick the Nerd, aka YouTube TikTok's Mick the Man, aka Mick the Maverick, aka once again a guy who delivers way too much McDonald's. Like, so many McDonald's orders in the morning, in the afternoon, and dinner. It's like, go off the beaten path, people. It's like a thank you for the business, especially if you tip, but it's not just about your arteries. Just be creative. Today's subject, the original comic book Thor. From Weird Comics, probably written by Gardner Fox. Probably. I don't think they said the name of who wrote these books back then. It was weird. Yeah, and you're probably thinking, oh, Thor was a public domain character back then. I'm sure Marvel's Thor was different, and Weird Comics Thor was literally about a blonde guy who gets the power to turn into Thor by wielding his magic hammer and shooting lightning. He even, like, Donald Blake even kind of looks like the guy, Grant Farrell. It's... Like, I will give it to Jack Kirby and Stan Lee. They changed it up a little bit by making it so that Thor learns humility and whatnot, but still, oh boy, it's very similar. Like, granted, like, I give it some leeway because it was 20 years after, like, Thor Odinson was 20 years after, like, the Grant Farrell version. But still, the origin, the powers, it's all very much the same. Ugh. 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 And there is a movie based on the Grant Farrell version, yeah. Produced in 2011, and it's B as all hell, and the costume they made for it was very, very economical. I'm not going to say anything mean about it because I've never seen the film, but it's definitely a B movie. And it's just kind of weird because, like, you think at some point Marvel would have just gotten the rights to Grant Farrell or something? Have it be so that, like, that was Thor's original host before Donald Blake or something? Later in the comics they say that Odin would continually try to test Thor with humility tests. You could have him have multiple hosts. Of course, the whole thing with, like, mortals having the powers of Thor, Marvel just threw that out later on and just had Thor be Thor, I guess. Essentially being more like Wonder Woman than the original concept. God among mortals, that sort of thing. Which is cool, but yeah. Yeah, this is... Basically, I'm just saying, you can continue to like Marvel Thor Odinson, but always remember, even beyond public domain stuff, a lot of your favorite characters probably have something, stolen elements about them. Yeah, like, I know for a fact our Spider-Man, the famous one, isn't the original Spider-Man. Like, for sure. His predecessor, antecessor, like, was it Nightwing, and we all hate her. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. Like, I'm gonna keep reading Weird Comics to see what other weird stuff happens in it. I'm on Weird Comics issue 1. That's gonna be the theme for the next Comics and Shots. I'm going to read every story in Weird Comics and then do a video about it. Yeah. This one is Thor, Grant Farrell. Yeah, this is the Weird Comics series. I'm gonna just look at old anthology books. Yeah, this is part 1. Yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and and just remember that Stan Lee was probably a good person deep down, but he was also a businessman, and some of the stuff he produced was clearly stolen. With that, like, comment, and subscribe. Donate if you're feeling nice. Share it with the bear. And always remember, praise be to the blood elk, fear the stabbopotamus, And death to Kronos. Ooh. Spicy wafers. Have a night, everybody.